I guess.
Obviously,
Alchemist,
generally speaking,
Supports flexibility.
Yeah.
I think when you pick Alchemist, he's so rarely put in that support position anymore that you're kind of pigeonholed into
10
protecting him,
seconds
getting
remaining.
the Radiance online. I don't really think they can like veer too much from their draft.
That's a great point. I mean,
5
we've been seeing
seconds
teams do
remaining.
things where they'll pick an Earthshaker early, and it's unclear, is this going mid, is this going to be roaming, is it just going to be, you know, traditional off lane? But here the Alchemist kind of puts the hand face up. I mean, is there any other way to play him other than just hard farming?
Not that we've seen recently.
You could do something crazy and irresponsible and make him play support. But I'm sure Baboka would be up to the task.
Team Liquid's turn
I would love
to
to see
pick.
that.
Ricky.
Ooh, Ricky. Okay.
Baboka Ricky.
I was thinking about Enchantress for IG. How do you feel about that, Ake?
It would be super good. They have Keeper of the Light and AA, which is like two of the worst heroes against Ench, so...
Yeah, you have a lot of experience with that hero. I kind of identified that trend
10
last year at
seconds.
TI6.
Oh, really?
I started playing Ench and Chen a little bit because I saw,
5
I think it was
seconds
Navi
remaining.
who was doing really well right before
They were,
TI.
yeah.
And they were crushing it with art style playing Chen and Ench, and it's because these two supports have no way to deal with the creep that
Yeah.
Ench or Chen brings to the lane.
That's a like really trigger point when you want to pick Ench. When you see
Exactly.
these,
You
two
can take
supports.
Ench can go to any lane at this point with a creep, and Liquid can't really do anything about it except get out of his way.
Yeah.
So that's a free lane one for IG if they
Invictus
decide to go that
Gaming's
route.
turn to
They did
pick.
get the Ricky though, which is, I guess,
There it is.
Baboka's hero who's gonna play the Ench otherwise, I guess. He's the 4.
Q? I
Did
mean,
it
Ench,
play? Yeah, I
Ench
guess.
could be a 5.
Yeah,
It's
true.
going to win you a lane. It's similar to like Lich, which is not banned or picked.
It's just that you end up with both Ricky and Ench, which maybe isn't the
10
best
seconds
support combo because
remaining.
both of them really want to roam, so you don't really have a lane support.
Maybe Lich. I feel like maybe
5
Lich would be nice for the
seconds
Lycan.
remaining.
Give him some ice armor in the early game
Sure.
to help deal with the bristleback quills, and also make his lane a little bit easier, because I imagine he's going to be pretty pressured with bristleback and Caudal in his face in the early game.
It's very good against both Bristol and Ursa, especially since they're physical damage, so the Lich Armor is going to be very good against them.
So I feel like Alchemist is still going to be a large centerpiece for Invictus, and obviously you've mentioned that Ursa can wreck
Team
Alchemist early in lane. Do you think this will sort of pigeonhole Ricky or Lich?
We're killing it, man. Look at us
Nice.
go. This is game 2.
Do you think that like Ricky and Lich will almost be a little forced to address the Ursa Alchemist problem, or do you think that this is exactly what Invictus wants? They're happy to dedicate a hero in order to help the Alchemist Ursa matchup.
10
That's what
seconds
Lich
remaining.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lich is definitely going to have to help out the Alchemist.
they're very happy with that as well. I mean, when you
5
pick out the
seconds
first two,
remaining.
you know that the like other heroes like really needs to fit well with him because he is, as you said, the center of the draft.
I'm a bit worried about the Lycan and the Alch. I think they're both going to have a hard time in lane, and maybe Ricky and Lich can help them, but I don't know how much help Ricky's any of these heroes. Maybe
Just
Ricky.
support-wise, Ricky is good against Keeper of the Light and AA. They don't really want to fight Ricky as well, but I think they're gonna stay close to their cores, so Ricky won't really find them in the jungle.
So we've talked a little bit about some of these specific lane matchups and the concerns. What about just big game-wide strategy? Again, Invictus is going to be very centered around, during this game, giving Alchemist the chance to get as much farm as he
Invictus
can
Gaming's
before engaging in
turn to
massive
bat.
team fights and pushing down. How would you evaluate the existing, just broad team goals of Team Liquid?
I'm not sure where Team Liquid's going, to be honest.
They want to pressure them at the least. They want to
Yeah.
have the like Bristleback in front with Caudal and pressure towers early on, and Ursa as well, maybe getting a early
10
blink
seconds
dagger to
remaining.
make sure that they can kill out.
I mean, do you think it's safe to say that
5
perhaps this is a
seconds
lot
remaining.
focused about specific early hero matchups and trying to gain an edge there
I
from mid
think
lane?
that what they want to do is get Bristle really nice and fat, take that on T1s, do Roach with Ursa, and then just have Bristleback sit in the front and have these two,
Invictus
like and
Gaming's
Alchemist,
turn
very, very
to
poor, and then they won't have enough damage. Their lineup on Invictus Gaming side cannot do any damage. Like, especially if they last pick a Sven, God forbid, anyone with Warcry, they're done for.
I'm worried that Liquid's going to be split push this game by Alchemist Manta Radiance and Lycan
10
summons.
seconds
And
remaining.
Ricky,
And
Scouting.
Ricky, you know, putting deep wards in, finding out where
5
hopefully
seconds
Liquid's
remaining.
initiator
Team
is.
Liquid's
These
turn
heroes
to
really
pick.
need somebody to lock somebody down in order for them to connect on their damage.
Sand King. Again, we're seeing some hints of similar wishes to have good pickoffs, and actually, I mean, Sand King seems to fill a lot of nice gaps. Again, the super reliable stun for Sand King.
Sanking's nice,
10
gives them a bit more
seconds
team fight.
remaining.
Hopefully Ricky will be able to find his targets for him so he can
5
connect with
seconds
his stun.
remaining.
It's also quite okay against Ursa on the lane if he actually can get some levels, but probably Ursa's gonna have A with him.
Yeah, Sanking probably not the best laner in this game. I think that's going to be the biggest struggle for IG, with Lich should hopefully help at least one of the lanes, perhaps two.
So I feel like the big story for IG is that they obviously primarily want Alchemist to get lots of farm this game, and secondarily want to make sure that Lycan doesn't get dumpstered in his early game laning. So it's really going to be a lot about how these supports get allocated in order to protect those two big goals in the early game. For Team Liquid, their last picks coming in now. Monkey King.
Miracle Monkey King, man. There it is.
Armor is king.
Okay, all right. I have no idea what Team Liquid's primary path to victory is. Okay, you have any thoughts?
Well, they're gonna push the lanes. They're gonna go Roche with Ursa, and they're gonna like just hope that they can find the Alchemist and kill him. But it's gonna be hard since they have Ricky and Lycan to scout. So
It's almost as though their primary goal is just to not let IG achieve theirs. Well, I'm very excited to see if Team Liquid can pull it together in this game. They lost game one in a convincing fashion, and IG is looking amazing. Let's throw it to the casters for game two.
Lumi, if there's any team that should know what a Monkey King can offer and how to deal with him, you'd think it would be IG with bo3. And I have to say, while sadly we won't be seeing QO on the main stage here, he did perhaps leave a legacy with his mid Monkey King, which we got to cast in the group stage.
Yeah, the mid Monkey King, or Monkey King in general as a core, has been talked a lot, you know, behind the scenes, backstage, rumors, and
Whispering.
Yeah, it's here to show up. As we get into the game, I'll talk about how it matches up against Alchemist, and I'll tell you, it's a pretty good matchup for the Monkey King.
Yeah, get excited, guys. We've got a mid Monkey King in none other than Miracle's hands, Liquid on the ropes. Now they've got to take 2 games to avoid getting dropped early to the lower bracket.
If there's one team that could do it, though. #1 team in the group stage.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the tougher group, some would say.
Now that said, you know, Liquid, they do have one big in their belt coming. But overall, you look at the last year, they have struggled to close out tournaments. Obviously,
Yeah.
Star Ladder, which was lacking some of the big names, they also did well at. But historically, this team is always in the running and a tough takedown, but rarely do they make
They
it all
were
the way.
always #2, second place in some of the recent majors. I mean, even if you go back all the way, talk about history, Kuro, second place at TI, you know, like just going way, way back. So I feel like Team Liquid has put in time. They really just want to come in with a big win.
And on the other side, you know, you've got Burning. I don't know that there's a player who's been at
this
the
guy,
top level longer than this guy.
Destined to win a TI.
So many legends, like you look at like Fear, for example, finally stepped back for being a player this year. There's few players that have played as long as Burning, and fewer still who have not won a TI out of that list.
You know, I like how we talk about these big names, but some of these players that hasn't been to TI, this is their first TI. GH, a superstar for Team Liquid. And of course, the 3 playmakers of IG, think about OP, XSS, as well as bo3. This is their first TI as well.
And arguably, they are the most important players
most reliant
on their team.
players, yeah. Both teams rely on these players so much. So it just shows you that experience is one thing, making these deep tournament runs, but all of these new organization and teams need new blood to kind of make things still function.
So many storylines at play here as we get ready. The teams entering the lanes and the battle about to begin. Liquid gonna set up with the offensive dual lane, and I think the good news is for Liquid, they do have a GH comfort pick to receive bo3 early, trying to get that rune steal, but instead Liquid, slight little advantage for them. They'll have the triple bounty rune grab. So, thoughts on the laning setup, Luby? We're gonna see Matumba Man going mid as the Ursa, someone who can, so it won't actually be the Miracle mid Monkey King that we thought. He's gonna head safe lane. And this is something that feels like could put a lot of pressure early on this Alchemist.
In fact, when Miracle played the other Monkey King game in the group stage, I do believe that was a safe lane as well. They're going to give the matchup of Ursa, something that Ben Wu touched up on the panel, is one of the most amazing matchup. Look at OP's position right now. Hasn't even seen a creep, just watching as Ursa denies.
Yeah, Ursa with Chilling Touch, you don't want to be trading at this stage. So
Also, one quick thing I want to mention, look at Lycan's item choice here. Normally, as a safe lane carry, you know, start things out with a Stout Shield or the makings of a Poor Man Shield. You get up a lot of stats, a lot of regen. He's got boots first. He knows he is going to be sacrificed in this position. They're sending Lich bottom. In their mind, it's more important for IG to win Sand King's lane than to win Lycan. So right from the get-go, you have 2 cores of IG that did the heavy lifting of last game, being completely sacked from the laning stage. This XSS Sand King better come up huge.
And Liquid are already trying to really take advantage of this pressure opportunity as GH is dragging the creeps at the top lane, allowing Mind Control to get aggressive on Burning, but the early boots are certainly helping limit the damage. Still creeps already hitting the tower, getting that early attrition in. So IG, as you mentioned, it's really all invested in the Sand King here. He has to have a good start. He has to get a fast blink or at least some items that allow him to rotate, and he needs to go and salvage the other lanes. Because as the lanes stand right now, OP actually doing all right in the farm department, but always there's a threat that he just goes down and gives up kills to this Ursa, especially if Kuroki is in the neighborhood.
And the big difference between this game and the last game is that I don't think IG is going to be able to give as many stacks to the Alchemist. Ricky is just not a good stacking hero because he just goes in Fizz and the creeps lose his vision and then the creeps just go back. And then Lich, he's going to be sitting in the lane pretty much 100% of the time, so he's also not going to be off the jungle too much to stack. So.
I really want to focus on this. Like, what Boboka, I was going to ask, what can he do? And he gets a haster and he gets a courier kill. Oh, man, this guy. So many plays at DAC to win what was basically, I think most would agree, like the third major of the year, just in terms of the stiff competition at that event and how grueling of a format it was. But yeah, what can he do? Like, aside from that courier snipe, Bristleback is not an easy gank early. Obviously, the Ursa mid is not going to be a possible kill without a 3, maybe 4 hero gank. So is the Riki just purely here for the vision? Is there anything else that you could expect Boboka to get accomplished?
I think on paper, during the draft, you look at these heroes like the Ancient Apparition, the Keeper of Light, as we have a Burrow Strike happening on the bottom side. Miracle takes a couple of nukes here, and they might be able to right-click him down. XSS, though, will get iced up. One more right-click here from Q. They will get the kill.
They're going to get more.
Here comes Boboka. You asked what he's going to do? He's going to give you the second kill of the game for IG. They have disastrous
Meanwhile, top lane, Burning gets blown up as Liquid just get off that Illuminate in time. So they answer back, but the early aggression, again going IG's way, even in a game where it looks a bit harder to pull off at this stage.
Yes.
The rotations have just been so good. Let's see, Miracle trying to get that tree dance off, but constantly taking damage. Earlier wasn't able to. As Boboka sneaks around, there's a sentry here. Burrow is going to deward him. So they are starting to fixate on this bottom lane with 3 heroes congregating as perhaps their best location to make those hero kill plays.
Yeah, one of the things that Monkey King struggles as a hero is that he doesn't do well when you're running a bunch of heroes at him early on. And I think that's the reason why that IG has sent the Lich to the bottom. Again, they're sacrificing 2 of their cores just to shut down the Monkey King. There's a lot of value placed in that. But back to your question about what is Boboka ultimately going to be doing. He's quite good against heroes like Ancient Apparition and Keeper of Light because they don't really have a way to repel the Riki when he's chasing after you. But as such, like I don't think Ancient Apparition or Keeper of Light has really left the lane too much.
It's an awkward support duo, right?
Yeah.
While GH's Keeper of the Light is certainly one of his strongest heroes and very frequently ban-worthy, at the same time, normally they pair it with Kuro being a more of a playmaker. Like the Tusk probably comes to mind as the big one.
Here we go. Boboka.
They're going to set up mid, trying to look for Matumba Man.
No, he's looking for the couriers.
Or maybe the courier.
It's alive right now. Okay, it gets bursted. That means on the way back, it's not going to get bursted.
He does not have vision, though, so Boboka doesn't realize it's happening. Might try to turn his attention towards top. Go assist Burning, but again, Bristle not a hero that Riki can offer much against, so really it's the Keeper of the Light they're going to want to kill, and they've decided to move Q off the lane as well. Q is going to finally make that journey. The panel mentioned perhaps the Lich can win 2 lanes. Well, this is going to be the start of trying to salvage one of them at least. He will complete his rotation, but immediately Mind Control gets the go on him, forces the TP. Lane not salvaged.
Yep. An obvious synergy between this Liquid top lane is that you put the Chakra Magic onto Bristleback, and he gets to Machine Gun Quill Spray back to back, and that's actually pretty important in terms of the mid-game team fights as well as the early game laning harass against Burning.
They're getting out CS really hard, but the nice thing for IG is they have Greevil's Greed, so they're actually not behind at all. With that in the courier snipe, technically, they're leading. Of course, you'd like to be farther ahead with the Alk, but it is allowing them to stay in this game, and with the Lich denies as well, experience is just fine for IG, so despite Liquid's strong lanes, they don't have that huge advantage you'd like to see.
I mean, I think yes and no. You're right that the Go graph shows that the 2 teams are pretty even, but you got to keep in mind that IG's timing comes in a much, much later Like the Alchemist takes a long time to ramp up. Burning also will take a long time to ramp up. The difference is that Ursa, you get phase on this guy, you get blink on him, and he's just ready to go.
And
so
he
right
does
now,
have those phase.
yeah, right now it looks cool right now for IG, but give it 5 minutes, Liquid is going to be all over IG, and I don't think IG can handle that kind of pressure.
bo3 continues to roam during this nighttime, looking for openings. Kuro does get a ward down.
I think he has an idea where the ward is, actually.
Yeah, I believe he did see it in the inventory, and he
There you
will
go.
be instantly dewarding him. So, while the kills have not been raining in, still doing his part here to lend some assist to the Vision game. Early objectives were claimed. Liquid took down the Tier 1 top. Obviously, a big part of their strategy is the Bristle is their main siege engine, and later on it gets a lot tougher once IG start to actually look to defend those towers, throw the Frost Armor on it. GH, again, just going for these wild dusts, just kind of hoping he finds the Riki, and again, he's not there. Now maybe tries to poke GH a little bit. No teleport scroll on him. Some early harass is possible. Might even be a kill. See,
Ow,
GH
gets
back to
activated.
safety. They're going to blink forward. Heavy damage, now the Cloud, but not enough slow. He's going to need a little more to take GH down, and Matumba is there to lend some support. Still though, pressure's there. That's already 2 just charges expended, neither of them effective, and what I like to call the support maximum is certainly rearing its head as Matumba Man moves in mid, clapping onto OP. This is out the ultimate. Chemical Rage down. Pretty decent downtime at these early. So it might be an opening when this ends.
Yep. Q making the first stack of the game for his team. Just what a difference, you know? Like 1 ancient stack right now in 8 minutes compared to, I don't know, the 45 billion that OP was able to farm last game, which is such a difference in the way that lanes were done as well as the pressure that IG's feeling right now.
I'm pretty sure if he farmed 45 billion, there'd be like lava
mean,
pits opening
a
up
slight
in
exaggeration,
KeyArena or
but-
something. Mind control now, TPing out. bo3 trying to find that opening, can't quite catch him, and no point in the Chain Frost yet for Q to try and cancel the TP. But for IG, everything really is going to hinge on XXS. He's done a good job at not dying.
He is farming really well.
He's farming quite well. He is rushing the blink. If you're Liquid, you'd love to try and maybe make a move on him before he gets it, but he's just playing so defensively, and they really do lack the reliable kill potential here. You know, Ursa, no blink dagger, no real disable to speak of, so while they'd maybe like to punish him, doing so is not easy.
Yeah, something that was brought up during the drafts is that these 2 support duo for Team Liquid is just awkward. You don't have a good initiator. They're both kind of playing the same position. You don't have a leading disable. You don't
Oh,
have a
mind
leading stun.
control. Mind, which looks like he wants to go. Actually coming back in. Does have the Chain Frost available. OP seems like he wants to fight this, but has no points in Unstable Concoction. And meanwhile, the top lane, Burning is able to run down GH, gets the kill. Mind control looking to contest these Ancients early.
Oh, Burning, look at the item he's queuing up. He's going for a Hannah minus on Lycan.
All right, the gold strat for IG.
Hey, man, if you need to recover,
Also,
how you do it.
I want to point out, Lumi, as these Ancients are being stolen by Mind Control, trying to limit that Alex economy. XXS wants to come in, contest this perhaps. He might have to burrow out to ensure this Cold Feet doesn't proc. He Sandstorms for now, juking away. Meanwhile, bo3 being hounded, but he drops the Cloud. He continues to retreat. Miracle there to cut him off. Early 5-man Dota from Liquid. Nets them a Riki kill. Probably lets them take down these Ancients as well. But look at this out. He's not actually going armlet. He's trying to go straight into the Relic. I don't know if Liquid is expecting this. Let's see, can they punish? They do deny the Ancients. They can slow him down a little bit, but it's still going to be very fast Radiance for him.
One of the strengths of the Radiance is the ability to toggle and just gain like a lot more HP during a team fight, but you have Ancient Apparition, so it's you can't toggle, you can't gain HP. So I think this is actually the pretty standard response to what you're up against.
But like no durability items at all. You know, we
Exactly.
often see like a Vanguard, maybe at least Casual Cloak is top lane. GH being hounded a bit by bo3.
His durability item this game is to not get hit by the Ice Blast. That's all really you can count on. And, you know, compared to last game, there was a Flaming Lasso into Ice Blast, so it was pretty much guaranteed every single fight. This time around, again, there is no delete disable, so if the positioning of the Alchemist is good enough, if he's fast enough, he might be able to just run away from the Ice Blast.
We talked a lot about him at the very start of the game. We haven't really said much since then. What are you expecting out of Miracle on the Monkey King? So far, he's been quite contentious to farm in this bottom lane. Hasn't really made any rotations, has not been able to shut down the Sand King. Like, what is the game plan with him moving forward?
Get Blink and get on top of heroes and kill them. Very simple plan, but as a Ursa, you
No,
have...
sorry, for Miracle, not for Matumba.
Oh, sorry, for Miracle, yes. He is going to be the secondary damage dealer.
Epicenter, here we go. Straight onto Miracle. Cloud's going to follow this up. A quick kill for IG. The Blink debut, a resounding success. Here comes the push.
Yeah, you just don't expect Sand King to pick up a Blink so early, and right now, Curl's hanging around a Chain Frost to say what's up, and Curl will just...
On delivery.
And the reason why he's so high level, he's been maxing Sacrifice. This is the build that you don't see too often outside of PUBG.
Carry Lich.
Yeah. Well, not carry Lich, but most of the time you just want to pick up a level of Ice Armor or even 2 just to make sure that whoever you're laning against have a good time. But the greedy Lich is one of the highest levels in the game.
So while that was happening, OP continues to farm. Radiant's basically done. Just needs about 300 more gold here for the recipe. The Blink is online for the Sand King. Burning's looking to catch up with this Midas. He has not died since that early moment. Getting very close to the recipe. With that, IG's going to kick into high gear as far as net worth goes, unless Liquid makes some moves, Lumi. The Blink on Matumba Man you wanted to see is now about to be picked up, but Mind Control getting caught out here. The Burrow to start. Can he TP out quickly? The Cloud comes through. He tries to run. Stacking up the Quills. He's going to man fight his way out of this. Mind Control takes down one, and that's it. Bristle feeling very mortal in this TI.
Yeah, running for him again. Shapeshift about to end. Burning recognizes that as well. We'll just turn back. Midas, though, is online.
And now wants to retreat away successfully. Matumba Man does have his Blink Dagger. TP cooling down. Can he make this committed jump forward? He can, but with the Frost Armor, it's not the easiest kill. Burning into the trees, and GH in pursuit. They maul the Wolf. The Bear wins the duel into the bottom lane. Miracle caught out by a Burrow. IG with the response. Radiance online.
I think that's a great trade.
Let the farm begin.
Yeah, for IG. I mean, they traded a Lycan for... That just got a kill for the safe lane Monkey King. Here's the thing, there is a Midas on the Lycan, so he gets to catch up, whereas I think the Monkey King is struggling right now to farm. He's working towards the Echo Saber. You were asking what his role is going to be for this game. He's going to be up in the front line, helping the siege, helping to dish out some AoE damage, but as the game moves on, I think that role he will struggle to find and be able to fulfill, because this game will move into a phase where Alchemist will send illusions everywhere. And I don't think Team Liquid has the heroes to deal with that kind of gameplay.
Another mechanic to keep in mind is like this Radiance Rush, in addition to AA making the armlet less useful, the early mischance is huge against Liquid. They have like okay magic damage from the supports, even quite good, but finishing heroes, you really want the Ursa to be right-clicking, same for the Bristle. The Monkey King as well, super reliant on it, and we'll see Matumba Man getting aggressive. As the Radiant Courier sniped again, bo3 smoking Liquid with his early movements, but Liquid, they're just going to stay committed here. They start to work on this tower, but they're pushing into Frost Armor, while the Lycan is rapidly split pushing in the bottom lane. Burning happy to avoid these engagements. This is characteristic for Liquid to be so all in on this 5-man aggression. Normally you've got like that Miracle kind of insurance plan farming away.
Oh no, this has been Liquid's playstyle. I kind of mentioned it last game when Mind Control plays Bristleback. He loves to go for the mechanism. He's starting that right now. He didn't go for it last game because he was up against the AAA. Look for Team Liquid to 5-man up and go for engagements here. Oh, Ice
They
Blast.
need this kill. Sass does get clipped, but now the Chain Frost ushering Liquid away. OP's on the chase. Matumba Man potentially in danger here, but bo3 trying to drop down that Cloud, and Burning revving up, Shapeshift. And off to the races. The Wolf hunting in. Mind Control on the retreat. Can they isolate this Bristleback, bring him down? Good staggered retreat here, but at the same time, still the pursuit continues. Mind Control getting control, but not being finished off rapidly. While Miracle gets in position, pouncing down, sprints in from behind. This chaotic fight favoring Liquid, it seems, on the second round of engagement. A 1-for-1 thus far. Committing onto Mind Control, but the GH save! Huge plays, Gandalf to the rescue, and now Miracle springing up into the trees again and away to safety. Can they cage him? Yes, they can. The Burrow's there, the Epi to follow. He springs out, but XXS with the prediction blink. Unbelievable!
I think I just tuned into an episode of Naruto. I just see ninjas jumping everywhere, following each other, and great play by XSS. Getting that last laugh, the Blink Dagger, good stuff. He's working towards a 4-stab. But like you said, I think there is a sense of desperation coming out from Team Liquid. They are trying to group up and push.
And trading doesn't work, Lumi.
No,
you're up
trading
against a
does not
Midas,
work.
you're up against an Alchemist with a Radiance, you're up against a Lich, constantly sacrificing creeps. You are, in an even trade, you are losing this game. Liquid need more.
Ursa, he is trying his best to hunt for these hero kills, but I think IG are doing an excellent job just staying spread out, or when they are together, they're making sure that supports are well hidden within vision in the trees.
They do find Bo3. Can they wrangle him though? Again,
He's so fast with the
The
face
commitment from Liquid with the sentries, the dust, like even if they kill him, he's already really done his job, and then you throw the courier snipes in. Mind control now. Pursued a bit here. IG, as you mentioned, spreading the map, really pressuring these supports and
Yep.
preventing Liquid from going for that group up play, even if they might want to. Is there a plan B for Liquid? Like, are they all in on this kind of early fighting, this early aggression? Can they try to slow the game down? And
Oh, Boba just steals the creep.
okay, cheeky little bugger.
Boboka? Alright, still alive.
Another dust. I mean, he's forced out.
All right,
How
for
many
those-
now?
For those that's new to Dota 2, that play, that was not really worth getting the Centaur for his life. But
Hey, he
getting
moves out of
getting
dust.
into their mind, though, that is...
The
yeah.
psychological warfare, I think in the context of what they're doing, like those deaths are going to happen. He is there to space crate, he is there to drop wards.
I think
long
that-
as the team is farming,
That's
they're
really
still coming
him
out on top.
just like feeling himself a little bit, perhaps a little bit too much.
Dire's top tower
But,
is under
you know, like...
Can't fault him. 2 courier snipes, he's had a hell of a start as XXS continues to make plays, finding GH and cutting him right off of his mount.
Dire's
Now,
bottom
Liquid
tower
start to
is
group
under
up. They want
attack.
this tier 1 bottom,
Dire's structures
but they're
are
not
fortified.
really all that quick on sieging. Ursa not really the best building hitter. You don't get the benefit of the Fury swipes there. They don't have any minus armor for structures. They're fighting into the frost armor, so like when they try to convert kills into objectives, it's slow going.
I think the big thing for me is, where is Miracle's farm? He's been working on this Echo Saber for, you know, a long time now.
Even when it comes online,
It
how
doesn't
much will it do?
much.
There's
Yeah.
frost armor, there's an Alk who's well on his way to a Manta.
I feel like if there is one major item that he would like to pick up, is probably the Desolator. Really helps out during his Wukong command, and of course, like you've been mentioning, the Frost Armor, they need some answer to that.
That was what we saw out of QO, and granted QO had an IO constantly just pocketing him in the mid lane, but they had that really early Deso timing where all of a sudden he drops Wukong command, and they, like 3 heroes basically just died almost instantly.
Exactly. Well, the difference that QO had farmed that game. Right now, Miracle's like first in the line to the food bank, like the food snap. Yeah, nothing.
This is big. Liquid do claim an Aegis, crucial for them. They grab that objective, and now they want to chase for more. Miracle leading the charge, springing in to action, but already IG sensing something's not right, and they're away, and you could see bo3 just mirroring their movements across the map now, planting down those aggressive wards, maybe looking for another courier kill, constant guerrilla warfare here. He might even find a third. Lumi, little Ice Frog smile on him, he's barely down, and looks like he won't find the opening. Burning getting called out now. He knows Batumba Man's
He is out of
onto him, but
Whoa,
won't
whoa.
shape shift. Matu wants to commit. Burning. There's just not a whole lot of
Wait,
stable.
going back in?
It looks like they want to commit here, but meanwhile, top lane, GH could get caught out. Batumba Man getting that Q kill, but they're going to lose the Keeper again, so IG do retaliate. Liquid now chewing through the Frost Armor here, trying to work on that tower.
Radiant's bottom
Objectives
tower
are
is
essential,
under
but the
attack.
split push is there. The Alk illusions, granted, not very quickly, trying to take down this tier 2 in the bottom lane. With do seem to gain the edge here when it comes to that oh so important map control.
Dire's middle
They
tower
knock the
has
tower
fallen.
down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
So you were
attack.
asking, what is Plan B for Team Liquid, right? Like, you know, right now the group up Plan A is sort of working, but not to the degree that they would like it to. You were asking whether they could scale. I think trying to scale against an Alchemist lineup is always very dangerous. Lycan's got that Midas as his first major item, so he's building up for a long time. Yes, they can scale, but I just don't think it's a very good game plan. I think Liquid still definitely wants to just mow down towers after towers, get the next Roshan. That's the one thing that their lineup is super good at. You got the Nazo Goo, you got Ursa, obviously. to just go into the pit. So I think Liquid needs to bring down the outer towers, get the next Roche, and look to finish the game in the next 10 to 15
A
minutes.
crucial part of that game plan will be this Aghanim Scepter that GH is trying to complete to sustain the team during pushes, but problem is, he's constantly being forced to buy all this extra detection.
No,
so Ricky.
Kuro's been buying that. Like, Kuro's being very, very self-sacrificial. I think the bigger problem is that Sanking is hunting him. He's just died twice.
Well, and the Ricky. Ricky's
and
been
the
all
Ricky
over.
too. And guess where XSS is? Right next to GH, about to hunt him down again. He understands that this is a big
Setting
part
up
of the push.
bottom. Q maybe wants to go here. The FB comes through. Connection on Miracle. Can they finish him? He manages to jump away.
one more.
Hit from dead. He's not out of there. Just shoves himself in and gives him the old Scorpion Claw. Now bo3 hunting for that follow-up. He moves on to GH. Again, just continuing to shut down his farm. Force him on his heels. He does have the TP if need be, but the bait is there and the tricks of the trade still may go down. Though the ice blast setting up the timings right from Kuro. The trap has been sprung. GH staying alive. Thanks to help from an old friend.
And I think that's again, like you mentioned, even though he died there, it's absolutely fine. We're gonna watch this team fight one more time. XSS identifies that Monkey King is the target that he wants, quickly goes on it. The force half almost saves him, but XSS again, the ninja coming in.
They're down a lot, Lumi. 10,000 gold. Granted, it is an alk lineup and there's a Midas, so you don't fully feel the effects in terms of combat, but it's getting far enough ahead that IG have basically made up for that greed early and now are really starting to dish out the damage. Liquid still holding the Aegis for a wee bit longer. They'd love to find a couple of follow-up kills, maybe make a play, but in the bottom lane, it's IG who gets the jump. They burrow in, commit for this Bristle. Can he stay alive? Tries to retreat with the soul in terms of mech. It's not enough. IG throw the kitchen sink. And it will clip him for now. The Frost Armor keeping Q alive. Nice follow-up there. XXS with the save. The off-lane Sand King buying time, creating space. Liquid cannot reply.
I think if Ursa was there earlier with the Ice Blast, he was going to be able to pick up like 2 to 3 kills. Unfortunately, just lacks the vision to prepare for any kind of IG gank. Speaking of vision, bo3 has picked up a gem as well, so he's going to be able to walk around the map and give even more trouble to the Liquid supports.
I'm starting to feel like that's something Liquid are going to want. What do with Lycan Wolves?
They could kill Ricky.
That's a big kill from Matumba Man.
Yeah.
Again, the bear proves his supremacy.
I mean, here's the thing though. You were asking what is this Ursa going to do in the mid game, and I said he needs to jump in and get hero kills. How many times have we actually seen that? Like, that's maybe his second, third solo kill, and I just don't think that's enough to carry Team Liquid out of the hole that they're in. I feel like the Sand King has perhaps done that job better than he has so far.
They have 13 kills, and he has been in on 11 of them, so...
Well, hold that thought here as Matumba Man jumps in again, looks for Q, will find another solo kill, alright. But he gets Dual Scepter up.
Not worth it if he dies. Matu in trouble, does manage to get off the enrage. No more Aegis for him. He's gone in deep for this. The Ice Blast coming in, but nothing to combo with it. The timing was not right for Matumba Man. Forcing it too far and lost to death.
I think this is a good time to actually toggle between the Radiant and Dire Vision and just look at the big disparity between the two teams. Radiant, only one war up on the map, much thanks to bo3's gem. Dire, wards everywhere deep into the enemy jungle, and this is not counting in the fact that, hey, there's a Ricky running around. But I think the answer has finally come here. It's in the form of the Keeper of Light, Aghanim Scepter. During daytime, he will have flying vision around him, and if he could pick up a gem.
Mind control on his own bottom, does have that AA behind him, but no real save. In comes Alex to start the fight, gets the stun up. They're going to follow this up. Burning racing forward, they do have the Chain Frost to cancel TP. Curl locks in the Ice Blast, but do they really want to fight? More are coming as Liquid streaming, but bo3 scouts out the rotation.
He can't die, he has the gem. Oh, no, he dropped the jump. Just kidding. He's fine.
And so crucial, again, the Ricky is allowing them to choose their fights wisely.
Yes.
Otherwise, Liquid likely get into position with 4 or 5 and might just overrun IG. But they do take the tower down. Give him 3, but bo3 continues to add to the coffers of IG. Liquid, alarmed, are going to force the issue, but with the Frost Armor and all their tower damage just being these melee hitters, it is fairly slow going. They'll take the tier 2 down.
I think this is a group of push. They have mech, they have daytime with the Agate Scepter. They're gonna just look to try to win it or get some big damage coming in.
They do not have a pipe though. They have one hood, so epicenter could be huge.
Yeah, well, if they can land it, that's the question. Matumba Man down to about half HP. They're gonna go right on Matumba Man. The heal coming in from Keeper of Light with the Chain Drop, bouncing it around. Ultimate committed by Matumba Man. Can he make the retreat? It looks like he'll be fine for now, but already very low HP. Again, Keeper could juice him right back up, and I don't think Liquid is going anywhere. That's Chain Frost down.
Chain Frost down. What more will follow? Lycan not split pushing. Meanwhile, Burning's trying to get out of the jungle and into the top lane, but it's gonna take him a while to get there. While for Liquid, this journey is rapidly taking form. Mind control whacking away, just poking, prodding, staying out in front. Matumba Man lurking on the side, wants to find the opening here. Did just have vision for a moment of XXS. Not actually hidden. Liquid, no, he's in the neighborhood. He's gonna try for the epicenter, but Matumba Man's there to interrupt this initiation. Great presence of mind from him. The burrow coming through, connecting on two, but look at the heal. G8's the engine that keeps the push going. Now they deploy the Monkey King Wukong's command. Still though, IG get the AA kill. They stay alive, but bo3's in through the rear. He blinks out. He will get decapitated. Liquid, lacking objective. They can't cage the Alchemist from the back. They hit it with Death Blast, looking for more, but XXS with the rescue plays the triple burrow. Liquid still committing. They will bring him down. This push just won't stop. Finally, Burning gets a follow-up kill. It was one buyback already for Liquid. They need this tower. They might need more. IG know its importance. They won't get enough freely. They don't want to lose their shrines. They're going to get the follow-up kill. That's a dieback on the Ancient Apparition. Huge commitment from him to try and take this tower down, and now the chase is on. They can route them in the rear. He gets up the quills. Map2 with the assist. Can they bring the Bristle down? He's also tanky him, but bo3 continues pursuit, but it's slow. They need damage. They need control. He keeps on running. The Wolves come in. They get him from the front, and IG
needs
will
to
slay him.
go into the Roche right now. They cannot give away Aegis on top of Team Liquid. Did you see how brutal that push was? Sure, it was a slow push thanks to the things like Frost Armor as well as Acid Spray, but like you saw, the Illuminate just kept killing them up, and there was no answer for IG. It wasn't until the Lycanthrope came back and just backstab on the backline. They need to kill Keeper of Light before the fight actually happens, or else there's no way that IG, despite their net worth lead, could actually beat Team Liquid right now. I think it's important to take away the Aegis.
Another thing that Liquid had in that fight is vision. They did not have vision advantage in the first game. This time it's different. With the Keeper of the Light, you have the flying vision during daytime. They also have the ice vortexes, so IG have not been able, at least in that scenario, to get the clear jump. Like last game, they always had vision supremacy with Lycan, Batrider, and Night Stalker.
Yes.
This game, not the case.
And we saw what Monkey King was able to do in that last team fight. Sure, he's very underfarmed, but his big contribution in that team fight was just drop his Wukong command. Once the command's out, there's two things that happen. First, your PC lags. Second, it also makes it super hard for IG to actually go into the area and defend their building, despite Acid Spray, despite Frost Armor. So, Team Liquid now working on the Aegis. This one will come with Aegis and Cheese.
IG want to fight it, so Matu taking it down fast. The Roche about to fall. Indeed it will. Blasting success up to the high ground. He's forced to retreat. IG are going to fight into this Aegis, and I think this time, Lumi, it'll come when Liquid are at their door, not just Ursa running in solo looking for kills as it's about to expire.
There's about 2 minutes left for IG because I think Team Liquid will definitely wait for daytime. So do what you can, OP. Split push as hard as possible and get whatever item that you deem necessary. It looks like he's working towards a Shiva's Guard. He's likely going to be able to finish it before the push comes, but it depends if he wants to retain buyback.
Big Shiva's game, especially when you start stacking that attack speed slow and and the move speed with the ice armor. Liquid basically to finish kills, they're relying on 3 melee heroes right-clicking. Granted, Monkey King has pretty long range with Jingu, but nonetheless, it will be a potential counter. Bringing through the trees with a double damager and a freshly completed Desolator. Miracle could be a huge damage dealer in this fight. He does drop down into a camp while the flank takes floor. Matumba Man coming in first, the TP onto the Wolves, and now blinking into position. Miracle trying to bring down too early, locked up the chain front. It's a bouncing beautifully. Massive damage from the Lynch, and now Miracle standing his ground, fighting out that Lycan. The Wukong's command will end. The pain might begin now. Matu on the run, very low, but has has the Aegis. Second life also for Mind Control with the cheese. Can they win round 2? It doesn't seem like it. The follow-up now begins, but the kiting XXS still alive, burrowing onto the Ursa. Bear being dealt with for now. OP low, not dead just yet. G8 salvaging, they get 3. Liquid prevail, but they had to spend a lot there, Lumi. They blew the Aegis, they blew the cheese, they did it outside the base. So they won't be able to threaten high ground with their full complement. At the same time, there's no outside back
Center
here.
coming in from the back
Side
line.
for him, and now the Epi on bo3 from the rear. They get the Ursa. That might force Mind Control back. The wheels might have just come off of this push. Mind Control slow to retreat, but the caustic is going to make this a bit trickier.
I don't think they can win that fight. They're going to try. It's going to be close here as Mind Control.
Urge, hit him from the front. Boka with the tricks, looking for the clean trade, and now
It's still a
thinking, hey,
bristleback. I don't know if you want to go in. There's some going
they
on.
do.
Finally.
IG.
Caustic
It's a
burn?
spiky mouthful.
I don't know
Still the
about this, man.
commitment. Still the commitment. Still the
Oh,
commitment.
here comes Monkey King. Get out, get out. You're not going to get the kill. Ice Blast comes in. Monkey gets strike. Jim hits the deck. And now Monkey King jumps forward.
IG getting sloppy, getting desperate. Liquid able to take advantage. Can they get more? They group up top. They want to end this game.
It's daytime.
Fast.
It's
in a
daytime.
hurry.
Here comes Team Liquid. What are you going to do against this? No H's, no Chiefs, whatever. They're going to pull back everybody with global recall, and they're going to just hit buildings.
Liquid laying into the tier 1 tower. Ice Armor slowing them down as best it can. But the siege is on now. Glyph gets forced out. The whole gang is back. They try to kite the bristle, slow him down. But Liquid are determined. The sun also rises as this melee Rax drops lower and lower. Liquid will take it. One lane now opened up. Range to fall as well.
And the big thing that during this push, Miracle has that Desolator, so the minus armor really ticking into and then basically counteracting what the Frost armor could do in these team fights. Instead of going mid, they will go to the bottom. The bottom tower is much lower and the shrines are more spread apart, making this defense here for IG much, much harder to come by.
Upper
right
bracket
now,
lives on the line. Liquid are doing it, working on the melee Rex. IG must respond and they must do it soon. They look for the flag. XXS revving up the Epi, but what's he gonna hit? A swing, a miss, he gets nothing. Now Liquid chasing forward, IG racing in. They want to kill that keeper, but GH elusive. They finally get onto him, isolating him in the trees. Goes for the TP out. Where's the stuns? There are none. Away he goes, but still this does leave Matumbo Man stranded. The Ursa in a bit too far is gonna fall. Now the Bristleback being overwhelmed, slowing him down with the Shivas. Miracle has to watch him as he slowly gets chipped away at. He's in the trees, hiding for what he can. Still GH back into the fray, keeping his team alive. Overextending perhaps, but Boka could be punished. A staggered retreat, but IG aren't ready to give up the chase just yet. They keep on pushing forward. They want more. Buyback again. Ursa looking for the punish. He gets the kill. The Riki's down. And Lumi, that's a dieback. No smoke cloud for this fight. Liquid are very close. That melee Rex a bit over half HP. Can they hold the line?
Lycan Shapeshift down for 25 seconds. I think without the Shapeshift and the Riki, they have no way to stick on GH. GH is the most important hero right now. In fact, it's going to be Radiant jumping in. They want the Sanking Ice Blast coming in, and they bounce it back in. GH with the alley-oop play. Team Liquid going on the Raxus, and you're right, LD. They are doing it. Another set of Raxus. Miracle, man fighting up against OP.
Commitment from Mind Control. It's all about that melee. Slowly but surely, the mace does its work. One more swing. Down it goes. 2 lanes for Liquid. They are hanging on, keeping the upper bracket dream alive. Now back to the Sand King. They need the 3rd lane. IG are scrappy. They won't give up easy. But Liquid have the creep advantage now. 2 lanes shoving in. It's a 3-pronged assault. They keep the push going. Now the tower falls. 1 last lane remains. That's all that stands between Liquid and a game 3. Effigy's fighting the dust. And now the fight breaking out. Matumbo Man control, but he gets off the enrage. He tanks through it all. The Chain Frost bouncing. Beautiful stuff from the carry Lich as Q keeps his team in the game. GH chase. They're gonna bring him down. IG not out of this yet. Pounding into the Ursa. He tries to fight it out, but the Ice Armor's there. The evasion is as well, and he can't get the kill. 3 fall for Liquid. Close.
Not done
but
yet.
not over yet.
Sand King teleports in, finds mind control. Yule Scepter. Here comes the cavalry. All 5 still alive for IG. They isolate him. They bring him down.
Wants to help. He's waiting in position. Can mind control possibly get out of here? The quills are stacking up. He's slow. He gets hit from the front. He will fall.
All right, now
IG.
damage control. Damage control.
What a hole they are in now.
Go back to base. Push out the waves. OP can't do that. He is an alchemist. Somebody's got to watch out for bottom. You see the key differences in these team fights is IG's ability to isolate GH, sorry. You gotta kill GH and you make sure that he doesn't constantly give him mana, give him HP through his Illuminate. He also makes buyback super crucial. Ursa bought back during that middle team fight and he was able to get recalled in instantly. You kill GH and you have a chance.
Yeah, they are definitely identifying him as public enemy number 1. IG
Run him down,
chasing
man.
him out. There's the Glimmer. He's got the Ghost Scepter as well. The Wukong's command drop, saving Private GH. It's the call, but in goes OP. Diving deeper for this. He turns back for Kuro. The rest of the team takes the keeper down. He's got the buyback. Kuro does not. And pouncing away, Miracle retreats to the confines of high ground. The base slowly being chipped from north and south as Liquid's creeps are doing what the heroes can't right now.
Don't worry about it, LD. They regen. Careful towers regen. They're okay. They're gonna keep pushing.
They are killing out the buffer buildings though.
That's true.
IG still trying to force the issue here. Miracle looking to slow them down in XXS with the pursuit. No jukes from you, Miracle, they say. The stuns get locked in. The blink forward. IG not out of it yet. Kill after kill coming their way. Towers are falling. Liquid perhaps feeling a bit overconfident. And onto your hats, folks.
IG could just force a Rax out. His keeper is back in 5 seconds. Again, how much can he kite?
They have the Ice Blast Gloomy.
Are fortified.
It's a lot of push from IG, mauling this tower down. Mind Control gets in, but the Frost Armor protects them. Tower falls. The stall. It's all about GH now, it feels.
Well, Lycan in wolf form just getting completely stunned up by GH. They want to go and double force that, pushes him back.
Good kiting. Liquid stalling nicely here, forcing Burning low. He may have to retreat. That leaves OP on his own. He's got the BOTs. Manta out. TP away.
And he
No
bashes.
bash. Oh!
There is a basher available in that Ursa. Unfortunately,
They're not done yet. They're still chasing Mind Control. Has the gem.
And you're right, LD. They need to start pushing out the base. I did say, careful, do regen, but
It's slow.
yeah, it's slow.
They took some heavy damage as those waves kept on shoving
But hey,
in.
that was a big turn of event for IG. They got a couple of buildings, got a couple of extra kills, and more importantly, they got Team Liquid off their back for a little bit. But again, the third Roshan, I mentioned how important the second Rosh was in terms of taking 2 lanes of Rax. The third one just as important, and I don't think Team Liquid will be challenged here. Although, as I say that, IG
Dire's
smokes
middle
out.
tower is under
IG love challenging. They rotate around XXS with an Arcane Rune, so the low cooldown stun and play in this fight.
Where's GH?
Finds GH. Oh, almost. There you go. Burrows in. Still clips of it. Now the connection is surges forward. GH stays alive. The Glimmer cape enough to keep him up, but he's shape of burning now and nipping at his heels. Ghost Scepter doing what he can. Finally, they will slay the beast. He instantly buys back. They know how crucial this keeper is. They know they can't afford to give up this Roche. Liquid are committing for it, and now it's the Sand King they want. The Sand King they might get. Burrows away, looks for the save with the Lotus Orb coming through. Will it be enough? They'd rather sack the Riki, but that is a gem down.
In fact, I don't think there are any gems available for IG, whether it's on their heroes or in their shop. So they're going to be playing without vision for a while. The buyback here from GH secures of Roshan, Aegis, and Cheese into the coffers of Team Liquid. And we are still in the same situation where IG is down by 2 sets of Rax.
Somebody wants that cheese, surely.
Okay.
It's Miracle.
Fermenting does not work in Dota 2.
That is already moldy cheese.
Yes.
Can't get any smellier. But it still heals when you need it. And Liquid, they've got plenty coming from GH. Now, Lumi, if he dies in this push, that could be a big problem. Because we've seen how important he is to their team fight. Liquid are smoking in. They're just looking to dive. An early assault on this melee Rax, perhaps finding kills to start it off. Let's see. The jump comes through, but the Sand King there with the kite. Bashing off the walls. XXS, he burrows back to safety. Liquid have gone really deep for this kill. Ice Blast streaming into the fountain.
Dodge that Ice Blast. Bang! He's gone. Sand King out for 100 seconds.
That might be it. Liquid just got to push these lanes in, but look at the waves. They're being cut by the Alk. Illusions denying these creeps. Buying time, but creeps are coming top. Mind control. Thwack, thwack, thwack. Continues to work. Miracle at his side.
Bobuka going in on the back line. He's going for the kill on Kuroki. Kuroki forced that back out. He's shoving back in. He wants Kuroki. Miracle comes in though. They get Bobuka. Chain Frost will finish the job of 1-1 trade.
IG are down both supports now. That AA has buyback. OP now comes in one at a time into the meat grinder. Commitment here, but that Bristle stays alive. Very tanky. They keep on nipping at his heels, but can they bring him down? OP diving him. Now Matu looking to bail out his buddy with the turnaround. Liquid once more under the breach, and they have done it. Game 3 awaits.
LD, you want a crazy statistic?
Sure.
IG was leading in gold the entire game. Just shows you that sometimes gold isn't everything. Just because you got Greevo Greed, just because you're farming well, the pressure from Team Liquid, that GH Aghanim Scepter was so key.
What a resilient showing here in game number 2 for